eat now. What do you mean I've got to cook for you? You're a rat chef. Why would I need to cook for you? And anyway, we've got a live coming up. A live stream. You know what that is? You were on my shoulder last time I did one. The people looking at you, the people looking, I told you, you better sling your hook. Off he goes. Honestly, these rats. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. It's Jamie here, and welcome to this, our Monday Night Live. It's lovely to see you all. I say that I can't actually see you all, but I can see your comments. I noticed our own David Webb has made a fabulous joke to kickstart the evening. I mean, even our Cheryl thought it was quite a good original joke. So you're onto a winner. We've got people calling in from Disneyland Paris by the looks of things as well. Mark Cousins is getting ready to rumble. I don't know what that means, but I would just like to say cheers to you all. Yeah, boring, sugar-free squash for me, but cheers to you all. It always feels like it's been a spell, a bit of time since we last chewed some travel and cruise fat together, but it's lovely that you're here, and whatever you're drinking, cheers to you. I'm being a good boy for several reasons. I'll explain why a little bit later. And welcome to this Monday Night Live. I would love it as well if you could, in the chat, in true kind of Eurovision style, just say where you're calling in from, you know, like Basingstoke calling, not like your whole address, obviously, don't want anything like that. Oh my goodness, can you imagine? But where are you calling from? Town, city, village, different country? I would love to see where. At the moment, one of you is calling in from Disneyland Paris. I know that much, so thank you for that. So in today's episode / show, whatever you want to call it, you lot call it a show, I don't. I'm just sat here chatting away. Is that a show? Not really a show, is it? I will be launching we've got fireworks. That's perfect timing. I'm going to be launching a fantastic competition in collaboration with the lovely Olsen Cruise Line team. And yes, you can indeed finally win yourselves a cruise. Now, cheers to that. And that's the first thing we're going to talk about this evening. I'm not going to leave you in suspenders or anything like that. No more EastEnders kind of cliffhanger, dun 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 duns, drums going on. Nothing like that. I'm going to talk to you a little bit as well about my very recent Adriatic cruise. Literally just a few days ago, I think I got back from that one. I'll be taking your questions as always, and any shout outs, but do hold fire with those questions and shout outs. Because I'm not likely to see them until a little bit later, and I finished with all my yada yada yada. You know I like a bit of yada, don't you? Oh look, we've got people calling in right now. We've got Newton Abbot. Oh, we've got Scotland, Derbyshire, Wales, Manchester. We've got New York, County Durham, Estonia. That's awesome. Fife, Cheltenham, Basingstoke, the land of dreams, of course. Oh, Dorset, Northern Norway. Oh, Tromsø. Oh my God, I'll be going to Tromsø very soon. I love it there. Absolutely love it. Shropshire. Do you say Shire or Shire? What do you say? Georgia loves cruises. You're in the right place. Essex. Awesome. Hey, Frenchie. How are you, and how's Amanda? We're all friends here, you know. New Jersey, hi Cynthia, it's good to see you. Montenegro and Croatia were amazing. They really were amazing. Absolutely. We've got France or Western France. Anita is back. Yes, Anita, my darling, we've missed you. Falmouth, is that Knutsford? Is that how you say it? Knutsford. I don't even know where that is. Hampshire, Cardiff, Barnsley. Wow, all over the place. Keep those coming, please. Absolutely, keep those coming. And as I said, hold fire with any questions you've got. That would be awesome. Right. So first of all, a quick check-in. I always start with a check-in. So basically, you're going to use the chat and you're just going to put a number from 1 to 10. 1 being you need an immediate check-in, and don't you worry, because there are lots of people on our live who will check in with you and make sure all is well. All the way up to a 10, meaning on this occasion you are singing and dancing all the way to the strictly finals, and you're going to raise that glitter ball high, balls everywhere, and no one is going to stop you from winning or taking that globe. Where are you? What number are you? Here they come. We've got 7s. Oh, we've got a 1. People need to check in with Mr. Commodore. 10s, 8s. Oh, God, 3. We're all over the place. You lot are all over the place tonight. Hi from Plymouth. Oh, my hometown. I would say I'm about an 8 tonight. Quite perky, I would say. Love doing my lives. Busy but bright times, I would say, at the moment. I'm actually at my old school this week as well. I'm still looking at your numbers. Oh, Donna needs a check-in as well. I'm at my old school this week helping out with speaking exams or mock exams for year 11. So if anyone from my school's watching, or any of the kids, they sometimes, hi, thank you for today. It was lovely seeing everybody. It was lovely seeing the staff and all of you lovely, lovely, lovely year 11s. Who I thought did very well today. I was very proud of them. So I'm going to be going into school 4 times this week, which is fabulous. So 2 jobs, Jamie, this week, they're going to call him. So yeah, I'm feeling quite perky. Still churning out the vlogs. My Royal Caribbean vlogs have started. So thank you for supporting and watching those. Always appreciated. And lots on the horizon. Next week is the next trip. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But let's get straight on to winning a cruise. Okay, now I'm hoping I've timed this perfectly, because by the time I've talked to you about what you can win and how you can win it, miraculously and magically on my Facebook page and my Instagram feed, you should have all the details pop up and you can enter there and then. So literally during this live, please don't snub me out, my darlings. Don't switch me off. Keep me on in the background, at least if you're still entering, okay? So here we go. So in collaboration with the Fred Olsen team, God bless them, you'll know that they've worked with me really hard actually on putting together 3 escorted group cruises. I'm the escort, by the way. That's like, we won't go there, will we? You know what I mean. I'm going to be looking after everybody. 3 of them, and the most recent ones from the new Fred Olsen cruise itinerary for 2027. Both of them in July 2027. We talked about all those details before. But as a part of offering these group cruises as well, Fred Olsen have very generously said they're going to offer a free cruise. So I tell you why I'm laughing about this one, because, thank you, by the way, I just saw that lovely comment. Thank you, I appreciate that very much. Matthew and I have actually booked on to this same cruise that Fred Olsen are giving away to one lucky couple, or if you're a solo, it's perfect for you as well. So it's a 5-night cruise on board Fred Olsen Cruise Lines Balmoral, and you might be aware I've just sailed on Balmoral, and my goodness me, I went from Royal Caribbean Symphony of the Seas, which is the largest ship I've ever sailed, to the smallest ship I've ever sailed, and both fantastic for completely different reasons. And I was so taken with Balmoral that I booked another cruise as soon as I got home, and it's the one that we're giving away. So this cruise is sailing on the 14th of February on Valentine's Day 2026, and it's 1 cabin up for grabs. It's up to 2 people who can share that cabin, obviously, whether you're friends, family, lovers, soon to be lovers, whatever you want. No one's judging you, my darlings. Just enjoy yourselves, okay? And this one is sailing from Southampton, and it's going to Antwerp and Rouen. And I love the fact that there are overnight stays in both Antwerp and Rouen, both beautiful cities. So here's how to enter. Let me have a quick sip. So you need to do the following things, and they're easy things, and you probably have, some of you will have done them already, okay? So you need to follow Fred Olsen Cruise Lines on their Facebook page, and the post that's going to go live within the next few minutes will have the link there. But of course, you could just do a quick search on Facebook, couldn't you? Fred Olsen Cruise Lines. So you need to follow them there, and or their Instagram page. Some of you I know prefer working Instagram, some Facebook, some both. I'll come back to the both actually. Got a cheeky little surprise for you there, of course, always cheeky. So you need to follow Fred Olsen, okay, on either the Facebook page or the Instagram page. And you need to follow me here on YouTube. You need to subscribe. It is free, of course. So I'm not asking for anything other than that. When the posts go live, that you can, where you enter, I need you to like any 3 posts in the feed. And once you've done that, once you've followed Fred Olsen on one of those channels, once you've followed me here, and once you've liked 3 posts, all you need to do is type hashtag Fred Olsen, hashtag travel blog Jamie. It's as simple as that. And I know many of you will already be following. So it's a case of just a few likes and 2 hashtags, okay? So that will be going live very soon. If not, yeah, now on Instagram within the next 5 minutes, on Facebook as well. That's all you have to do. Follow Fred Olsen, follow me here, 2 hashtags and a few little clicky likes. That is it. But here's the cheeky fact. If you are on Facebook and Instagram, you are allowed to enter on both platforms. All of the entries will be pooled together, okay? So you have an extra chance of winning. Now, the competition will close on Monday, the 3rd of November at 6 p.m. I think I'm going to be sailing Northern Norway at the time, but don't you worry, I'll have Wi-Fi and I will be announcing the winner as soon as possible. They will, of course, be chosen at random, my darlings. Of course they will. I use that random wheel thing, pick wheel, what's it called? Do you know what I mean? I post it on Instagram normally, so I can show you how many people have entered, and then you see it stops and the number pops up, and then we have our winner. You need to, here are the terms and conditions, you need to fulfill the criteria and have entered via Instagram / Facebook as directed. And I'm really sorry about this, and there are reasons for this. It's for UK entrants only, and like some of you are going to be, no, boo. I'm really sorry about that. This is UK entrants only. Obviously, anybody who enters after that deadline, your vote will not be counted. I've been watching too much Strictly, haven't I? You will be contacted, the winner will be contacted directly by moi via Facebook Messenger or Instagram Messenger, and you have to accept the prize, your cruise, by Friday the 7th. So you've got like 4 days to make sure you're accepting that. And in terms of the cruise prize itself, it's for the cruise only. So it's a B grade cabin. It doesn't include any of your spend on board. So if for your gratuities, drinks, tours, or any extras, that's down to you. Okay, but the actual cruise in your cabin is what you will be winning. So I hope that is as clear as mud for y'all. And as I said, that will be going live any second, any minute now on Facebook and also on Instagram. And you are welcome to enter. I'm very pleased that amongst all the giveaways from our last live with Fred Olsen, the group cruises that they've helped organize, that they have been generous in offering a free cruise as well. So thank you to them. It's much appreciated. And thank you to all those of you who enter for that. I will, of course, keep you up to date, and I will remind you about entering over the next couple of weeks. So good news all around. Cheers to that. A little sip and then a little bit more information for you. So you may be aware that I have just sailed the Adriatic on Balmoral, and I did a live from the ship as the sun was setting one evening in Croatia. You might have seen that. It was pure fluke. I chose to do the live then because the signal was good, and it just so happened that it was the most stunning sunset. So I hope you enjoyed that with me, and we had a little wander around the open decks. If you haven't seen that, it's on my channel. It's Travelblog Jamie Live Balmoral. Just do a quick search. It's all good. Hi Texas, I see you. Thank you for being here. So it was a fly cruise with Jet2. Darling, hold my hand. I can't not do that. And I can tell you now, the check-in staff for Jet2 and the crew were absolutely, and the captain, absolutely phenomenal, really, of the friendliest I've ever encountered. And I don't say that lightly. I fly quite a lot, And, my first experience flying with Jet 2, and I was really surprised by how much space there was on board. And gosh, this is going to sound so me, the cafe on board, the food menu. I was quite taken by the food menu. The food that was coming out looked quite good, actually. Sometimes you fly and they say you've got all these choices, you can have all these things, and then they end up saying, oh no, we don't have that. Oh no, we don't have that either. No, we've run out of that. There was none of that. They just seemed to have everything you wanted, and I had some nice food. Wow, those fireworks are loud tonight. So great flight. I joined the ship in Civitavecchia, Old City. We had 2 sea days. No, we were in Civitavecchia the next day as well, which is where I explored Rome. I had a good day there, very nice weather. 2 sea days. And then Montenegro, Slovenia, 3 ports of call in Croatia. Just a classic Adriatic cruise. Beautiful, beautiful countries, beautiful ports. I did so many different things I'd never tried before, like the kayaking on Kotor Bay was crazy. In Slovenia, going into the caves by the underground train, for example, it's just like awesome. And these are all kind of ports of call as well that you can just explore independently on foot if you want to from the ship very easily. So I really did love that itinerary, and I know lots of you have been in touch with me to say Adriatic cruises are great for first-time cruisers if they're not sure where they want to go, but also seasoned cruisers. These are the kind of ports you've got to head to. You've got to go to those, and I absolutely concur with them. So it was great. And on Balmoral itself, the smallest ship I've ever sailed, and great crew, great food, lots of space for passengers. There were 1,060 of us on board, and there were always seats available everywhere I went. No waiting for meal times, no lines getting on and off the ship. The kind of thing that you really hope for on a cruise, on a trip, on a holiday. And everything just worked really well. The flight home with Jet 2 was memorable for a number of reasons. I suppose the most memorable part for me was when I boarded the plane. You've always got crew there welcoming you, haven't you? Which is always appreciated. I was feeling quite perky. So there was this lady there going, good evening. And I went, hey, how are you? Almost like we were friends and I knew her or something. I didn't. And she was like, I'm really well. And she sort of leant over, she went, I watch you on YouTube. And the people around me were like, and she was so lovely, and came and had a little chat during the flight. And then organised me to go into the cockpit when we had landed and meet the captain. It was fabulous. It really was fabulous. Yeah, I felt like we'd all been really well looked after, really friendly crew on the way back, and it was lovely to meet the captain as well. So if that lady's watching, thank you so much for making me so welcome. I really appreciated it. I kept going, oh, that's so kind. Oh my God, that's so cool. Oh my God, you watched, that's so cool. So it was a great trip. It really was. And it made me realize, it's 2.5 hours away visiting that part of the world from the UK, from London area. It's really not far. I should visit more often because there's so much to see and do there. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. So there you go, a little insight into Adriatic on Balmoral. Next cruise is incoming. It's next week, actually. And it's the CEO cruise, the Ambassador Ambient CEO cruise. It's 16 nights. And it's a cruise in aid of fundraising for the Orca organisation and charity, which I'm really looking forward to. It's going to be something very different for me, and I'm going to be sailing with Stephen Payne, who you might be aware is the genius who designed many ships, including Queen Mary 2. Cruise Mummy Jenny will be on board for the first week as well. Those naughty Sailaway editors, chiefs and naughty boys, Dan and Jay, who are organising this whole event. And there are going to be so many things taking place on board. So I'm really looking forward to it, because the vlogs I create for this one are going to be a little bit different. I believe I'm supposed to be interviewing the boys on the stage in the theatre, which will be interesting indeed. I'm hoping they're going to allow me to ask anything. I mean, they talk about being uncensored, do they not? Unfiltered, and as I call them, unhinged. And so I expect I can ask anything, can't I? Please tell me I can ask anything. Surely I can. Surely. Yes, if it says the wrong year, it's the wrong year. It's 2026. My apologies. I will change that. Thank you so much. Obviously, it's not February 2025, is it? I will change that. So that's going to be something very different, and I'm looking forward to it. I think I'm hosting some events as well. I think I'm going to be hosting a solo get together. So look out if you're on that cruise. It's going to be fun. And we are heading to the Arctic Circle. We're going to northern Norway. We've got Scotland thrown in on the way up and on the way back. And yes, I have finally bought my first ever coat. No, that's not true. In the last 2 decades, my mum always got very upset with me for not having a coat. But like, I like layers, I like hoodies. And when people say, well, it's raining, it's going to rain. I'm like, well, I'll just put my umbrella up. Like, who wants to stand in the rain in their coat? It gets all stinky and nasty and musty. I don't like that. Shaw was talking to me about that last night. She said, surely people just wash their coats. I don't think everyone washes their coats, though. I get that whiff, I do. So, yeah, I've got a coat. I've got long johns. I've got thermals. I've got snow boots. I've got new gloves. I've got me hat. It's all happening. It's all happening. Your first coat as a Scotsman, I can't imagine. Well, you know what? When I lived up north, I know some people say that's not north, but actually Bradford is up north from where we are. I lived there. I was at university in Bradford for a number of years. I never had a coat there either. I didn't. I absolutely didn't. So I'm a layers man. Sounds weird. A layers man and an umbrella man. But for this one and for the group cruise can you imagine? We're doing Northern Norway for my group cruise in January, and that's going to be cold AF. Yes, Nathan don't like wearing coats either. Try and yes, you see, Nathan. If for someone who doesn't like wearing coats, do you think other people's coats are whiffy? Like everyone's going to be smelling their coats. Breaking news: Jamie has a coat. I know. Imagine. Is it just me who thinks other people's coats are whiffy, like gross? Is that just me? Maybe like some of you are like, of course we wash our coats. I don't know. It runs down the trousers. No thanks. What runs down the trousers, Brandon, from Cheshire? I'm intrigued. Okay, that's enough yada yada from me. Can I ask as well? I have whiffed a few coats. I do wash mine though. No comments, says David Webb. Probably for the best. You know, one thing I didn't ask, and I always appreciate it, is if you wouldn't mind giving this a cheeky thumbs up. I always like having, like, for my self-esteem, you know, like at least 100 odd thumbs up during a live is always nice. It makes me feel like you're with me. And some people are like, oh, I don't like it. Well, then don't be here. Don't be here if you don't like it. You know, you've got a choice, haven't you? Goodness gracious me. I appreciate the thumbs up. I can see some coming through. Someone's just said, Anita said, that smell of wet dog. Yes, wet dog. That's exactly what I think. Have I bought myself a jumper? I've already got jumpers. I've got sweatshirts. Audrey is like, I'm not being rude, Audrey. Audrey's like the mother I didn't need. In that she thinks that I don't understand what cold is, even though I've gone skiing in the winter months, you know, and I've understood what -15 is, and I know it could be -30 where we're going in January. But you know, I understand what cold is, and I understand what I need to do to stop myself from literally freezing to death. I do. So Audrey's always like, well, don't forget this. Have you got that? Have you done this? And Audrey, my darling, I've already got jumpers. They might not be as thick as you would like, but I don't like too thick. I want more layers, you know? And also, I posted a picture of my new coat online, and I was like, yeah, that's just a coat. You need thermal, this, that, and the other. I'm like, that's what it is. Exactly. People think it's just some sort of smart coat. I know she worries about me, Ian said, but she doesn't need to. Don't worry about me. It's proper like thermal insulated kind of jacket thing. I got the proper one. I did. I promise you. Thank you for those thumbs up. That's really kind of you. I'm really looking forward to the CEO Cruise Ambassador. It'll be really nice cruising with some of my friends as well. It really, really will. Oh, wooden coats that smell. Wooden coats. Who has a wooden coat? Don't know what that means. Really looking forward to it. And then I get to do it all over again in January when it's even colder and snowier. That would be fabulous. Right. I am going to also remind you before I hand over to questions, etc. If you haven't already, you can follow me on Facebook, or Faceache as I call it. I'm not called Travel Blog Jamie there for many reasons. One of the most important one being I'd have to change my account. It's Jamie W. Robbins, i.e. my name. Oh, I shouldn't have said wooden. I thought that was a bit weird. Come over to Faceache. I post about a gazillion pictures every single day. I'm sure you can't wait for that. I'm also, I gotcha, woolen, yeah. I'm also on Instagram at Travelblog Jamie, like threads and all that sort of stuff. I don't really use much, to be honest with you, but I'm there at Travelblog Jamie. And of course, if you want personalized video messages, a personalized video message, I'm at cameo.com /travelblog Jamie. And Patreon as well. It's going really well. It's like 740 patrons now. Thank you so much for that. There are 5 different membership tiers. Look, oh, by the way, patrons, in case you didn't realize, I have your postcards from Roma coming soonish when I can get my arse in gear. So that's patreon.com /travelblog Jamie. It's at this point now in the evening that I will gladly take any questions you may have. I might not be able to answer them all, of course, because I've got a tiny little brain. But other people will absolutely chime in and help with anything that I can't answer. And likewise, if you've got any shout outs, I am more than happy to do that. Ben says, you don't need a coat. We've seen how cold you have the cabins on the ship. I know, right? I like the Arctic conditions. Like, when I walk into my cabin, if I'm not like shivering, it's just not cool enough for me. It's not. Commodore Steve has a question. What question would you not want to be asked on the CEO cruise? Me personally, there's no question. You can ask me anything. I would answer anything. So, me personally, none. Do you think there should be a question I wouldn't answer? Keith says Bradford is north. That's what I think, Keith, as well. I'm in Preston, which is classed as northwest and in line with Bradford on the map. Thank you. Thank you for agreeing with me. Debbie says, which cruise are you doing? Are you talking about the CEO cruise, the 16-night one, which leaves next Monday? That one? That one. Hope that is what you were asking about. Frenchie, would you go back to Skiathos? Yes. You know what I like about my lovely supporters, followers, audience is some people are very fixated on me, just cruise. I'm like, well, it's not travel cruise, Jamie, is it? It's travel blog, Jamie, it's travel. And some of you are like so happy for me to and to follow me going anywhere and land-based, whatever, reviewing a flight or a train somewhere. And Skiathos is one of the vlogs I made a couple years ago where I really was intending to really chill, film it, but chill. And I did. It was such a lovely time. But I love the fact that so many people have watched that vlog and just sort of got lost in the chill vibe of it all and the scenery. There's only one comment out of hundreds that said, I want you to do this. I wanted you to go here. I wanted you to do that. Oh, jog on meat sandwich. Let me chill out every now and then, please. So I would absolutely go back to beautiful Skiathos. Absolutely. Ben says your cabin steward needs to go. Ben is correct. I have wondered whether my cabin attendants have ever been offended by just how cold my cabins are. They probably wear the coat. I'm just actually, Ben, I might hang up the coat right by the door and they can help themselves to it, because I obviously am not going to be wearing it much, am I? We'll see. When I did Northern Norway last October, I didn't wear a coat at all. I had some layers. There was a couple of days when I had a scarf on and some gloves, but otherwise I didn't need one. It was fine. It was fine. Okay. Tony says, funny the cards are from Roma when you've just been talking about aromas. What kind of aromas? You were talking about like dog smells, I think, aren't you, on coats? Absolutely. Debbie says Ambassador Cruise. Yes, the Ambassador Cruise, Debbie, next Monday, Northern Norway. That's the one. Anita, is that a cruise ship you have never sailed on? Yeah, loads of them. Absolutely loads of them. Like normally the posh luxury brands I haven't sailed with. There's a lot of ka-ching. There's a lot I haven't. I've got so many, and there are still a number of cruise lines I haven't sailed with as well. I'm going to get to them at some point. I am. Brandon, which Fred Olsen ship is your favourite? Now you've travelled on all three. I don't think I've got a favourite Fred Olsen ship. They all have something I love. So Borealis, which was my first. The most memorable thing for me on Borealis is the crew. As much as I like the ship and the cabins are good size, the crew, they were my first Fred Olsen crew, and I've been on Borealis more than the others, so I feel like I know people, a lot of the crew on there, and it always feels like going home or something. Like, it's just so friendly. Balmoral is such a cute, small, quirky ship with two great sized pools, heated by the way, which I love. I just loved the calmness of Balmoral. And Barletta, I've only been on once for 2 nights, but I loved the aft pool on Barletta, and like Borealis, the interior, the crew, the main dining room, the 2-tiered main dining room, which is quite special for me. I like that one. I know, I love colours and taste on all three. I don't think I can have a favourite. I've loved all three over the many years I've been sailing with them. So sorry to avoid the question. I didn't avoid it, I answered it. It just might not be the answer you want. Oh, by the way, have you seen my Fred Olsen polo? Look. I bought this on board Balmoral because I wanted to see if other passengers would think I was a member of crew and ask me to get them a drink or something. They didn't. Jono, do you know anything good to do in La Coruña or Gijón? Yes, but have you watched the vlogs? I literally did an entire tour. I filmed the whole thing in both La Coruña and Gijón. So if you just search Travelvlog Jamie, La Coruña, Gijón, you'll get loads of options. In La Coruña, I normally do a whole sort of circuit, which takes in the whole coastline, including the Sea Life Centre, the tower, tapas, drinks, beaches, the old town, all that kind of thing. Similarly in Gijón, although that's more a sort of out and back kind of affair. I think there's less to do in Gijón, but the promenade area, the beach area, the whole town is pretty lovely. So I would suggest just doing a quick search for that. Ian says she wasn't nagging you. Well, sorry, Ian, she often nags me. So, you know, she was wondering if you wanted a knitted jumper. Well, you should have said that then. No, my darling, I appreciate that. But I'm still waiting for our lovely Audrey to knit Ian some knitted underwear and then show those on Facebook. But I've not seen those. She's a very talented knitter, I've got to say. And seems to knock them out faster than I knock out the vlogs, actually. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. She can knit me some underwear. That would be all right. I'm a medium, like underwear size. What have we got? Similitude. Is that a word? Similitude. I've never heard that. Gosh, similitude. I'm a linguist. Is that made up? Is that a word? What does it mean? Just come back from a 5-night trip to Hamburg on Sky Princess. Loved it so much. I've booked on her again. Good. I like Sky Princess. Actually, I like the adults only area. I like the atrium. I think it's all splendid and glitzy and glammy and so on. And I love their pizzas as well. Angela. Oh, Angela, you've asked the same question. Just wanted your favourite Fred Olsen ship. P.S. I have 15 coats for every weather. I mean, that's awesome. How did that even fit in your wardrobe? Like, comes to like, I tell you one thing I've noticed now I've bought myself a coat, is how much space it takes up in the wardrobe. It's crazy. It takes up like half the wardrobe. Uh, Claire Pringle's song, only 645 days to the solar eclipse group cruise. Is it too early to be counting? No. I have to say, I'm really looking forward to the solar eclipse group. I'm looking forward to all three, but I think that one is offering something very different. It's very special, and I'm really pleased with the uptake of that cruise so far as well. So thank you if you've booked onto the solar eclipse group cruise on board Balmoral in 2027. It's going to be awesome. Kirsty just booked first cruise on Fred Olsen. Awesome. Looking for adult-only alternatives now. P&O, I know what's coming. Changed recently. They changed the goalpost recently for some cruises you had booked. Yeah, there was a big hoo-ha. I love that. I love saying that. Hoo-ha about P&O's adults-only ships becoming family-friendly for 20 cruises so far. Which says to me they want filling those ships for those particular itineraries. That's what it says to me. But people book onto adult-only ships because they want adults only. And a lot of these are taking place during school holidays, of course. And now they've changed them to families. The hoo-ha is that I found a lot of people to be very defensive about it, and then straight into well, children have a right for this, that, and the other. And no one's saying that they don't have a right and that families shouldn't be able to cruise. That's not what people are saying. They were literally just saying, I booked onto an adults-only cruise because that's what I wanted, and it's in the summer holiday, and now it's not that. So I know P&O, after a little bit of digging from some people online, are refunding people who no longer want that or allowing them to change their cruise to something else. I'll be interested to see where P&O go with adults only, because I feel like they're trying to attract family audience. Nothing wrong with that at all, by the way. I just feel that that's the direction they're going in, and I don't know that adults only is their kind of thing. I think it's all a bit confused, their marketing there. So I'll be interested to see where they go with that and which ship they sell next. Donna, how are your fur babies? They're awesome, thank you. I mean, every time I come home from a trip, they're normally asleep when I get home, and I have to wake them up. I'm like, come on, I want cuddles and I want kisses. And they eventually like bleary-eyed wake up, and then they're lively, and I get my kisses and cuddles. I do. Very selfish of me. They're very well, thank you so much. Angela got married in Skiathos. I love that. Where did you get married? What was it like? What were you wearing? What was the weather like? What did you eat and drink? Just a few questions. Gareth and Leanne, watching your Symphony of the Seas vlog, anything you didn't like? No. I didn't like the traffic getting to the port. I have to be honest with you. If you've watched the Embarkation Day vlog, you'll know that when I got to the port, I was a bit grumpy. Because we were in traffic for an hour. And I remember thinking, oh, I knew it was a mistake to come on a huge ship like this. Can't even get to the port. And then as soon as we got into the cruise terminal, everything was so fast and efficient. And that's exactly what it was like for the entire cruise. That I didn't have a single line anywhere for meals, dinner time, bars. There were always seats available. The shows, which people really panic about in advance, actually, they were making me feel panicked. Like, I haven't booked the Hero Aqua show, in, you know, I got that diving show and stuff like the Aft, and I couldn't get seats for it online using the app. They'd all sold out, and I thought, oh my god. And then like people panicking me about it, like, you won't get into it now. And then on board they release more tickets, and then on the night of the show there's a separate line if you haven't got tickets. I mean, and the ice skating show as well, it was all just seamless. So when you say, is there anything you didn't like? I can think of a main course that I didn't like, that I've reviewed. But everything else, honestly, I was gobsmacked. I've not been the biggest Royal Caribbean fan. I've not really enjoyed Independence of the Seas for many reasons. I quite like Anthem. But this Oasis class of ship was just incredible. And I know it's not for everyone, it's too big. I thought it was phenomenal. I did. So no, like, the only thing I didn't like was getting to the port and one of my main courses, which they resolved, by the way, you know. Um, Zena says, do you ever have a day off from filming when on a cruise and spend the day doing nothing? No, no. I tell you what I've been doing more recently. If I've been on cruises where there are multiple sea days, I always film the first few sea days and I try and get involved with as many activities as possible and show people what you can get up to on the cruise. And what I've done the last couple of times is when there's a sea day further along the cruise, I just film a tiny bit, like highlights, and I use the day to edit. But I don't, no, I don't have days where I just don't do anything to switch off. And you say that, and I think I probably should every now and then. So, yeah. It's like, I tell you what it is. I was speaking to Matthew about this just this evening. It's when you first become self-employed and you're literally, everything you do leads to you having revenue, finances, enable you to live, to pay your bills. It's a very strange feeling because I've, as a teacher for many years, I've just turned up and I've turned up, I've done my job well, and I get paid for it, and I don't have to think about any of that. I don't have to think about when the holidays are, you know, and that everything is different. Everything's been so different in the last year, and it's really hard to switch off. It's really hard to not film or edit or market stuff or make links with businesses. It's kind of like, it's just constant, and I love it. I do, I love it. But it's not uncommon for me to be editing midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. It's not at all. So I feel like I need to manage things a bit better. I have got some exciting news that I'm not going to share with you just yet about somebody maybe helping me out with what I do, but that's a conversation for another time. So thank you for that question. You can probably tell you've really made me reflect, haven't you? And I think those are great questions. Really good, yeah. So I hope I answered that for you. And it probably comes across that I'm uncertain about some of that. And that would be true. Barry, 645 days. Is it really that far away? Just around the river bend. Radul says, Jamie, sorry we couldn't join the January cruise. That's okay. It'll be too weird to cruise home just to see the Northern Lights. I understand that. Nami does cruising. I got it right this time. I always thought it was Nami. It's not. It's Nathan and Amy. I like the fact that Nami gets most letters in there. Nathan just gets one, although his is the first and it's capital. Anyway, sorry. What's your favourite size ship? Do you prefer them big or small or somewhere in between? I love all of them, and I love the fact that I can go on a really small ship and have the best time, and that I can now go on a mega ship and have the best time. And I don't feel like I have expectations about the size of ships, and I understand that there are fewer facilities on the smaller ones, so much to do on the large ones, but it's not kind of how it works. Like this Adriatic cruise on Balmoral, you know, those ports of call were just incredible. You know, we had some overnight stays as well. So even though there were fewer facilities on the ship, I felt like we were ashore a lot as well. I was ashore a lot filming and enjoying that. And then coming home to Balmoral was almost, it was like, it was very welcoming. Like I always looked forward to getting back on board. People talking about the mega ship and how busy and horrendous it must be. It wasn't like that at all on Symphony, but there are some ships that are a similar size or slightly smaller and have the same number of passengers, and they're not managed the same way. I've been on those ships and not had the best of times. And I'm telling you, it's down to the number of crew, and it's down to the design of the ship. It's down to the layout. It's down to when events take place, when productions are on, the flow of passengers. They flipping well nailed it on that ship, but they haven't nailed it on ships of a similar size, different cruise lines at all. So I can understand why people would, if they've been on those ships and thought, wow, that's too busy for me, I can understand why they wouldn't try it. Me, I can't wait to go back on another Oasis class ship. I haven't actually got one booked yet, I haven't looked, but I can't wait for it. Borex, did you ever see anyone in their 20s on a Fred Olsen cruise? Yes, on Balmoral, the one I've just done. Yes, they were in their 20s. I think they were kind of like mid-20s. And there were some families on board as well. So they were younger than 20, absolutely. So yes is the answer to that. Although I'm not really interested in age and demographics on ships. That I personally have zero interest in that. It doesn't make any difference to me and my experience and my enjoyment. Like if I can't enjoy a cruise for what it is and the company I'm with or being solo, then I think there's a problem with me, to be honest with you. Never too early to start counting down your cruise, says Anne. Claire, we are booked on this cruise as well. There you go. People getting to know each other. And those of you on the group cruises in 2027, I will create a Facebook group just for us. I don't want to do it too soon because like there's nothing to share with you just yet. Once I finish the group cruise in January, I'll be able to start doing that. Okay, so I promise you, I will get onto that. I will. Jill says, Borealis, when it was Rotterdam, was where we were trapped for a month at the beginning of the COVID pandemic. Oh gosh, I remember. And you were on it, you were actually on it for a month. Is that what you're saying, Jill? That's crazy. David Webb, question. Have you ever found it a real chore editing any of your cruise logs? Yes, my darling David. Yes. To the point where I want to cry. Yes. It's like any job. Most people at some point in their job are like, I don't want to do this today. I'm sure we've all felt that at some point, haven't we? And yeah, I feel like that sometimes with editing. And also, you're looking at a screen all the time, and it's very sort of intricate in the way you have to manage that. And it's just, you know, I've had times when my eyes have got really sort of bleary and tired and achy that I've had to stop doing it as well. So I'm quite aware of that. There are certain vlogs that I edit that make me want to cry. And then there are others that are a joy. And like, because it's like reliving things. You're like, oh my God, that was so good. Oh my God, I can't believe I did that. So some vlogs are a joy to edit and others not so much, to be honest with you, if I'm honest. Melissa Leaper, I like your poll. Thank you, my darling Melissa Leaper. Melissa's on the Solar Eclipse cruise, by the way. Jane, very smart, love the colour. Thank you. Is this royal blue? What would we colour this? What colour is this? Is it royal blue? I don't know. But thank you very much. No one, by the way, asked me if I could help them or serve them on the ship when I was wearing this. And I was waiting. I was like, go on, ask me. See if I can answer your question. Debbie, doing a 12-night Princess British Isles cruise. Oh, you know I did that. I've got the vlogs on that. What's the number one thing we should not miss? In terms of the cruise, I mean, I don't know where you're going because they do change things. I felt, okay, so this is not very helpful maybe, but when we went to Greenock, I actually met up with family and we had a little trip out and I did, what do they call it? Like rubber ring rafting down river and stuff. There's all sorts of things you could do via Get Your Guide, or you could hire a car and just drive a little bit further out. I feel for some of the ports, some of them on the British Isles cruise, there's not a huge amount to still do. And I would definitely do your research. I'd definitely look at the vlog and think which ones, the similar ones or the same ones, would you actually do something a bit more independent. In terms of the ship, if it's the same style ship I did, I mean, I absolutely love Alfredo's. I do like the Crown Grill. Those specialty venues I think are awesome. I think Princess have got some great parties as well in their atriums, which I really enjoyed. And the last, is it the penultimate day, they have all the crew in the atrium and there's a celebration. I think that's a lovely thing. But it'd be interesting to see, Debbie, which of your ports are the same. Frenchie is talking to Angela. Oh, they got married in New York. Gorgeous. Neil asked if I'm going to wear the Fred Olsen polo on Ambassador. See if anybody notices. I'll tell you what else I'm going to wear on Ambassador. My Margaritaville at Sea t-shirt. That's Have Thought Quilly is atting Debbie. So I'm not sure what that is about. So hopefully everyone is answering each other's questions. Linda, hi Jamie, I'm sorry. Oh, you're not late. No problem. You are very welcome. Mark and Ali can't enter competition 2 weeks off in January to Barbados. I think that's a great idea, by the way. Enjoy that, won't you? Mark is doing the same cruise as Debbie in August. Only 298 days to embarkation day. I love that. Daniel is on the group cruise in July to the fjords. You mean in 2027? That one. My travel agent booked it. Oh, so you're not actually going to be part of the group cruise. You're just going to be on the ship. That's a shame. Similitude means similar. Thank you. I mean, I could have guessed that. It just looks like a made-up word. I love it, though. I'm going to use it from now on. Donna, I'm not talking about anything like that online. But thank you. Let me just make sure. Oh, I've scrolled too far. The Groombridges have got countdowns. Barry, do you know if Fred Olsen will be cruising from Dover again? I don't know, actually. I don't see it on the schedule for 2027. There will be reasons for that. I don't know what they are, and maybe they weren't quite as popular sailing out of Dover. But I mean, I loved sailing out of Dover. I loved spending time in Dover. It was an eye opener to me. If you saw the vlog, I'm actually really surprised so many people watched the vlog of Dover, which I was quite heartening. Actually, quite heartening. I like that. But I personally would sail out of Dover again in a heartbeat. Tina says, hi Jamie, hope I've not missed too much. Well, the launch of Winning Yourself a Cruise and me just yada, 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 yada. You know what I'm like, Tina. Hi Harold. Harold is bound to want a shout out. Yes, there it comes. Hi Harold. Yes, Jackie, you are also right. Some kids don't like kids club. That's exactly what I said online, and they prefer peace and quiet with fewer children. And I was exactly the same. Not that I went on cruises when I was younger, but I preferred adult company when I was younger, to be honest. And you were right. I have seen that many times as well. I have stated this many times online as well. My point is more about, it's not about the kids, it's about the adults who booked onto an adults only cruise only to be told it's not going to be. That's my point. It's nothing to do with the kids at all. Keith has 250 days to go to their very first cruise on MSC Virtuosa. What is the correct way? It's Virtuosa because it's an Italian word. And I get in trouble for saying that often. And some of the crew get it wrong as well. But that's how it's pronounced. So like some like it's Virtuosa. I'm like, well, it's not actually, but I don't really, it doesn't matter to me how people say it. It matters to other people to tell me I'm wrong. Obviously, that matters to them. Yes, I'm glad. Some people, as I've said, will be very happy that they can go on Aurora now as a family, and that wasn't an option for them previously. Simon says, Royalist here. Okay, looking forward to trying a new cruise line, but fearful of age demographic. You see, I'm just not fearful of age demographics. It doesn't make any difference to me. So I can't help anyone. If anyone is worried about going on a cruise where the age is too young versus too old, maybe go for one in the middle. But also it always depends on the length of the cruise, the itinerary. You know, you can go on a cruise line that's traditionally an older demographic, and the minute you have a shorter cruise, a different kind of itinerary, the demographic can change. The 4th of January is adults only, correct. Cruise freighter Putin's Oasis of the Seas was her first cruise ship when she launched. Oh, Oasis of the Seas, lovely. I haven't been on that one, obviously. Symphony is my only Oasis class. Emma, it's the lovely Ludlows. They're so cute. The Ludlows are the cutest of the cute. Just in case you didn't know that, by the way, they are. Just checking the time, we're doing all right. What are your top tips and venues for Queen Anne? Favorite Cunard cocktail? And you're excited. Good. I love a breakfast in, I forgot the name of it now. Oh no. Oh gosh. pool with the retractable roof. It's got that little, someone will remind me, the cafe that is included in your cruise fare, and it's kind of like a well-being cafe. I've had some breakfast there, overlooking the pool area, surveying, partly outside. I love that. There are also quite a few specialty venues on Queen Anne, and I think they're worth a try. The one that really surprised me that I thought I wasn't going to like was the Japanese one. And I went a la carte because there's so much I can't eat in terms of fish and seafood. So it was a real surprise win for me. Now then, the cocktail, you can find, it's on the vlog. I don't remember the name of it. I can tell you what's in it and I can tell you where it is. The casino on board Queen Anne has a little bar, which, by the way, if you ever want somewhere a bit quieter, it's a nice quiet space usually. They do a cocktail that has roasted pineapple, and I can't remember the name of it. It's in the vlog of Queen Anne. You won't miss it on the menu because it literally says roasted pineapple something. And it's stunning. It was so good. That would be my tip there, Ludlows. I hope you're well. Karen, celebrating my 60th going through the Panama Canal. I've never done that. I'd like to do that. In a couple of weeks' time on Emerald Princess. I've been on Emerald Princess. Of course, you're looking forward to that. And please let us know how you get on. Have the best time. Just ever so slightly envious. Diane said, got Pinot's new brochure today, and interestingly, none of the ships are now billed as adults only ships. That is interesting. Thank you for sharing that with us, Diane. As I said, I don't think adults only chimes with the direction P&O are going in. That's my personal opinion. And there are other cruise lines that do adults only, and they do it very well and very successfully. So we do have those options there as well. Will Matthew be attending the patron meetup next month? So yes, there is a patron meetup next month. I won't tell everyone the date and the venue and the time. It's a patron only meetup. There's about 50 people descending upon Basingstoke, and I've organised a venue. We've got live music, obviously drinks. It's going to be awesome. I don't know is the answer to that one, actually, Kira, but you're welcome to message Matthew and ask yourself. Tony said, had the Northern Lights at the weekend here in Edinburgh. Yes, I saw that. A lot of people who I follow on Facebook were posting some beautiful pictures. Absolutely. Sheila celebrated my 60th on Borealis with my mum. They spoiled me with breakfast delivered to my cabin and sang to me with a guitar. Yeah, well, congratulations on that. And Fred Olsen crew have the liveliest, funniest kind of happy birthday songs. Sheila will be aware of this. They do play instruments. There's a huge group of them, and they do it uniquely. I would absolutely say that. I would say that. Debbie says, looks like the Ambassador CEO cruise is great value. Awesome. I'm pleased to hear that. Dave and Jules from Poole, looking forward to joining you on Norway group cruise tour. Yay! I'm looking forward to having you there as well. Jill, yeah, it's going to be awesome. Jill says they were locked in their cabins on, it was Rotterdam at the time, wasn't it, Jill? For a month. Wow. You were actually locked in your cabins for a month. You weren't allowed to go out? That's crazy. Wow. Brandon, 27, 26, we couldn't care less about fitting into an age demographic. I'm the same. I completely concur with you, Brandon. And by the way, spring chickens you are, absolutely. Commodore Steve, what software do you use for your editing? So I'm sorry if this bores some of you. I'll keep it succinct because I've answered this one a few times. I do every single thing on my iPhone. It's an iPhone 15. It's not a Pro. I take all my pictures, all my video footage. I do all the editing on iMovie. I do all the voiceovering there. I do have a mic now, which unfortunately I lost the transmitter for it whilst I was on Symphony of the Seas. I do have a new one now, thank goodness. So I'll be using that for the next one. I do all the thumbnails on my phone using Canva. I upload everything to YouTube from my phone because I'm on the go a lot. I need to be efficient. I haven't got time to be waiting to transfer files, thousands of files to laptops or PCs. I just don't have that time, and I don't want to be carrying equipment around with me either. So everything is done on my phone. And some people might say, oh, that's why it doesn't look as professional, but I'm not trying to look professional as other vloggers. I'm really not, and I'm not walking around with loads of equipment. I don't set up scenes. Those of you who have sailed with me will know that. I literally whip it out and start filming the minute I'm doing anything. I don't normally plan what I'm doing either. I just like go from venue to venue. That's how I do it. I just try and be authentic as possible with it. Ryan, what are your favorite vlogs to edit? Bonus question, would you ever do a vlog of editing and then vlog the editing of? I feel like I did that for patrons with some behind the scenes a little bit. But I could do a vlog on, I don't know if anyone would be interested, on the whole editing process and how I do everything on my phone. I have actually, I don't know if you've seen my ads, I've done one-to-ones. I've met people who want to learn how to edit the way I do using your phone and nothing else. And some of those people have gone on and become vloggers and are now uploading content regularly. So if you're interested in that, you can get in touch with me because I do offer those classes. My favorite vlogs to edit. Not necessarily a type of vlog, but more based on when I've been somewhere that was just magical. So editing the Hawaii vlogs was just otherworldly for me, and editing my Azores vlogs from the summer, that was just incredible as well. And Northern Norway, the Arctic Circle, I loved editing those vlogs. So it's very often about the location, I think, for me. I've enjoyed editing the Symphony of the Seas vlogs because it's a brand new ship for me. So that's just brought a different dimension of editing. I think that answers your question. I hope so. Bronwyn Campbell, yay, Jamie. Love your vlogs, thank you so much. Calling in from California, San Diego. Oh my God. I was talking to someone about San Diego recently. I love San Diego, and I was talking about doing another West Coast cruise. I did one a number of years ago. Los Angeles, Santa Barbara, San Francisco, San Diego, Ensenada. I would love to do that again. I love San Diego. Can I come and visit you? Will you take me out on a tour or for a nice restaurant? We'll have a nice time. That would be lovely. Thank you very much. Oh my goodness me, Jono. Electric Blue. Get me. I love that. Travel with you and Mark, who I've met, by the way, very nice, and they're going to be on the CO cruise. Always enjoy your vlogs. Looking forward to meeting you again next week. Yes, we will be there. Absolutely. Debbie, you enjoyed... Oh, you watched that vlog and that's why you picked the cruise. That's awesome. Thank you. I'm pleased to have been of assistance. It's the lovely Dawn Pickering. Hey, Dawn, well done everything you've achieved, Jamie. Very helpful vlogs. My brother is in Alfredo's on Star Princess as we speak. Yes. And I'd love to know how your brother's getting on board Star Princess. I'll be on board in December. It's nice to see you, Dawn. Thank you so much for coming along. I feel like I've known Dawn for years just through admin, being an admin on various Facebook groups. And Dawn is the kindest person and the most supportive person that you could possibly imagine. And yeah, if Dawn's still there, please put a link to your lovely Facebook group, which I know is a real help to so many people out there. Oh, and Bromwell said, forgot to say, calling in from lunch at work in San Diego, California. Yes, absolutely. You don't want anyone to think that you're shirking your responsibilities, do you? Tony is off to Palma next week, but the group cruise is now looming large in your thoughts. It will be something new for, I think, nearly all of us, Tony. It's going to be a totally different experience, isn't it? David and Sharon. I was going to say Darren and Sharon just because it rhymes, you know. I've got about 5 minutes remaining, by the way, folks. And I'm really sorry if I haven't got to your question or comment. Just booked a Caribbean cruise on Morella Voyager. Ooh, lovely. I've got a Morella Caribbean cruise coming up next month. I love it, love it, love it. I think actually doing Caribbean cruises with Morella is a really good move, personally speaking. They have more ports of calls rather than some of the other cruise lines that sail the Caribbean. I love that. Staying in St. Lucia. Oh, the St. Lucia suite, the one that I got upgraded to. I got so much trouble for getting upgraded to that. It's like, what would you do? You take From your inside cabin. No, 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 no. Thank you very much. I don't want the upgrade to the suite. No. Of course I took the flipping upgrade to the suite. On a Caribbean cruise, it's like awesome. I hope you have a good time. I think it's been refurbed since then, actually, so it should be looking even better. How do I rate MSC Preziosa? Asked Martin. Well, hopefully you've seen the vlogs where I've done a toots summary of Preziosa. I rate it below Virtuosa because there are some venues on Virtuosa that I just adore, including some of the food options. But we have fond memories of Preziosa. Some of the lounges and bars in particular very nice. I just found the main dining room on Preziosa to be a bit cramped for my liking, if I'm honest with you. But I still I enjoyed the ship, I enjoyed the service, we had good food, so it was all good. No, I don't use that app actually for a number of reasons, but I'm not going to go into that, Commodore Steve, but I'm very happy for people who do and enjoy it. David is asking questions of everyone else about Fun Living Brits. Wait till you hear the Brummy captain call it Virtuosa. Yes, I have heard that before as well, actually. Moose and Shanks, hi there. 19 days until your Carnival Mardi Gras cruise from Port Canaveral. I hope you have the best time. Let us know. Thank you so much, Mandy. I did say wellness, didn't I? And I said cafe. I just didn't say them at the same time. The Wellness Cafe is the one I recommend on Queen Anne. It's unique to Queen Anne. I wouldn't be surprised if they roll that out to the other ships, to be honest with you. Hazel has 2 cruises booked for Fred Olsen, November and June. Sounds fabulous. Emma has booked the Japanese restaurant in Queen Anne for lunch. Look out for the pineapple drink. Yes, you're welcome. Enjoy that. Kira, we all love Matthew. Absolutely. I will pass on that message. I think it's better to book a cruise from the cruise website or via a travel agency? I mean, I have done the vast majority of all my bookings for all my travels directly because I'm a control freak. Where I have released control, the reins, more recently, it's worked very well for me, actually. It really depends. The control freak in me likes to just do everything direct, but I felt like there were some TAs who I've got to know over the last year or two, and I wanted to support them, and they've been amazing. They really have. But I've always said, and open and honest about this, I normally do it myself. Personal choice. Cheryl, my granddaughter was 24 when she came on Fred Olsen with me. Loved it. Daughter was 30 on Fred with her partner. Yeah, I know Cheryl is a big fan of Fred Olsen and will be coming on the group cruise in January. Peter just booked Northern Spain on Valletta 2027. Can't wait, so we'll book at least one of it before then. Glad you enjoyed Balmoral. Yeah, very special ship, I have to say. Martin, Preziosa will be our first ever cruise for 50th. Oh, that is good, special. And you've got nothing to compare it to. I hope you have a great time. Please do let me know how you get on. Dawn is saying high five with the iPhone 15. I mean, I'd love to upgrade to the iPhone 17 Pro, but I've still got a lot of money to pay off this one. So, I'll just leave it a little bit longer, maybe another year. AIT Direct, just whip it out. Oh, matron, I know I've got a way with words, have I not? I really have. Do I pronounce your name Sueli? Sueli? I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. I hate mispronouncing people's names. You are so clever doing all the recording edits on your phone. I'm not, my darling. I'm not. The reason I do it is because I'm not good at doing everything else, like all the other vloggers are. I'm not very good at it. But thank you for saying that. You've made me happy saying that. Audrey says nothing wrong with the way you vlog. No, I don't think there's anything wrong with the way I vlog. It's not the same as everyone else, and I don't want to be the same as everyone else. And I find, like with my phone, it's not intrusive for people. And if I had equipment, I would feel more self-conscious about that, and other people might as well. So that's just a personal thing. So that's just the way I like doing things. Kira agrees with Audrey, the quality is incredible. Bless you. That is very, very, very overly kind of you, but I'll take it. Oh, your favorite vlog of recent memories, Dollywood, and I loved. Okay, so I loved editing that one. Thank you for reminding me. Very remiss of me. I loved editing the Tennessee because, like I was saying earlier, it was so different. And Bali, when I went to Bali, anything that's totally different for me, and I'm just mesmerized, is the editing of it is like it can be quite emotional. And oh gosh, can I just warn you? One of my Fred Olsen vlogs that will be launching in a couple of weeks, I had two emotional meltdowns for two very different reasons. So I'm just warning you now, and I always leave those in because I think I'm not going to film everything as I do and then just remove scenes and so on. I don't actually do that. I just leave them all in. So I'm just warning you now, I get a little bit emotional. Oh my goodness, Steph. Wow. That's so kind of you. You didn't need to do that. I appreciate it though, very much. Oh, bless you. That is, oh, bless you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I've got to not cry about that now. You see, I'm so soft to get emotional about anything. If anyone's kind to me, I'm like, oh, I can't help it. Right, one last minute, and I apologize if I don't get to you. I'm trying me best, okay? Jono is getting a nice cocktail in the Emerald Bar. Service a bit slow. Sorry about that. Ian always books direct. Hi to Dan. It's been a chilled life. Thank you. I feel quite chilled about this as well. Lisa, first time on RV next August with every single member of the husband's family. 31 of you. Wow. Is that going to be good? I don't know. I don't want to make an assumption. I hope that's a good thing for you. Tony says quality of the vlogs is good, if not better than others, using much more expensive equipment. Well, that is, again, you're all being very kind. I don't see it like that, but I mean, you're the audience, so if you're saying that, I'm gonna take that absolutely. Jono, it was totes emotion. Yeah, that sounds like the sort of thing I would say. Enjoy your first cruise next month, Lisa. Yeah, tissues at the ready. Yeah, I'm terrible. I didn't go into too much detail, Ian, on this occasion. I thought people don't want to be seeing that too often, you know, but I also feel like if I'm being authentic, I wouldn't remove all of that either, so. Ben says Ventura has character compared to Britannia, which, to be honest, was a bit boring. I think Ventura has character, definitely, and lines. Petra, 710 Club, Limelight Club. Menu hasn't changed in a couple of years, so we're all helping each other, which I love. Thank you so much for that. Jamie's arm is a great gimbal, yeah. Someone did come up to me with one of those once and said, you need to get one of these. And I'm like, why? And then they showed me, because look, your camera can do that, zoom around. I'm like, why would I do that? I don't want to be walking around with that. I don't. Maybe one day I'll change my mind. And the last three comments, David Webb, I like to imagine the guy who invented the umbrella was going to call it the umbrella, but he hesitated. David. Okay. Yes, Kira's like David, although Kira did give you a laugh emoji. And last comment, Martin, thumbs up, says Sandra. That's awesome. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you for doing that for me. A thumbs up is always appreciated. Martin says, regarding travel agents, prefer doing bookings myself as living in a relatively remote area. Most of the TAs don't understand the logistics. There is that as well. You know, sometimes you've got to really get to know a TA if you've got very specific things that can affect your travel. So I get that. Right. Oh, and then lastly, Raddy says, when we go down the stairs, no matter where, we just have to say, push. It's push, not puff. Push the Matthew. Push the Matthew. I've got a new one on my Fred Olsen vlog as well. I have, boom. Right. I'm going to call it quits. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to go and change the date on the competition. Otherwise, people are going to be up in arms. I'm going to have about 1,000 comments about that now, aren't I? You watch. Please do enter the competition. If you do, I wish you well. I hope you win the cruise. I will be on board that cruise as well with Matthew. So it will be lovely if you win that cruise, that we have a little drink. I will, I've still got vlogs coming out this week. This Wednesday, I've got my final Royal Caribbean one, followed on Saturday. It's already uploaded by my 5 hours in New York. Like, what can you do in 5 hours in New York? You're going to find out. You absolutely are. And of course, I'm on my travels from Monday. So I will try and do a pop-up live depending on data, signals, Wi-Fi, etc., wherever I am in the Arctic Circle. I promise you I will try my best. Thank you, as always, can I say, for your support. It is never not appreciated. If you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, I would really appreciate it. It all helps. Every comment, every thumbs up, every subscription, it all helps, and it's always appreciated. I am going to leave you with the usual. I've got a finger, the corner. Sorry, look how long my finger looks like ET, doesn't it? Look at this. I need to finger the corner to end this live stream. Love you all tonight. I'm feeling the love. Take care. Thank you so much for your support. You are the absolute best. You rock.